In 2013, I was sold for sex in cities across California by a trafficker who controlled every aspect of my life.
To ensure that our policies are centered where they belong, on the experiences and on the perspectives of the survivors.
Because for the next 3 months, I had to go to sleep every night and think about that little girl that was still being abused. And the fact that if I built the right thing, we could save her.
It devastated me. It haunted me.
Human trafficking generates approximately $150 billion each year. It is not something we as a society want to acknowledge.
It is estimated that over 50 million people around the world have fallen victim to human trafficking.
Each hero brings a unique approach to tackling this challenge, but their efforts, like those of our government, are rooted in a shared belief in the fundamental rights and freedoms of all people. Trafficking violates that shared belief.
Yet human trafficking is all around us. It is in our cities and even in our neighborhoods.
As citizens of America, we need to stand up for our rights and the rights of others to bring an end to this devastation that continues to plague people to this day.
It also undermines the rule of law. It weakens border security. It limits people's economic opportunity. And while trafficking is as old as humanity itself, perpetrators continue to evolve their methods.
In our beautiful state of Montana, we are not exempt from this problem. In fact, we have had an increase of 2,000% of human trafficking cases in just the last 9 years.
I'm going to make this very clear. This has nothing to do with politics. It is about humanity.
The victims of human trafficking are the most vulnerable in our population.
I felt trapped. I felt like, how am I going to get out of this? And you didn't know if you were going to live or die. You didn't know what he was going to do or what he was capable of. And so it was really scary.
Human trafficking is an issue that has impacted hundreds of thousands of people around the world.
It's extremely irrelevant in Montana, and I can guarantee probably most people in Montana have seen a human trafficking victim, but because they didn't know what they were seeing, they didn't know to report it.
One thing that I would like to share about human trafficking is I think that when people hear the term human trafficking, sometimes you picture people being kidnapped and like held in a basement or something, when really human trafficking is someone else making decisions for your body.
The more we learn about this issue, the more we're realizing we do have a major problem with it here in Montana. I truly think it's one of the larger burgeoning issues here in Montana.
When you have a trafficker that's waiting at home with your child and says, if you don't bring home $1,500, you're going to find your daughter out on the corner.
Anytime that someone else, an outside entity, has control over your body and is profiting off of that, that is human trafficking.
You meet this person, if you happen to talk to them, a lot of times they won't be able to tell you their name and they won't be able to tell you where they are. That is a very strong dead giveaway, because these people usually are given false names by their traffickers, and they're being driven around so much, state to state, city to city, a lot of times they won't know where they are.
If we do not save our children, if we do not save these innocent victims, then why are we here?
America is supposed to be one of the most pro-Christian countries in the world, but how can we have all this human trafficking? And a part of me has to wonder, has human trafficking really changed over time, or has it manifested itself differently throughout history?
As today marks awareness for human trafficking victims, it's not important to forget that January is National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month, an issue that remains more important than ever.
Always walk in fear of your trafficker.
So I think the biggest challenge with sex trafficking is, I don't know, or human trafficking we could say, I don't know if people actually want to believe that it's happening.
The key to stopping human trafficking is by bringing awareness to the issue, showing the serious and sometimes grim truth to others, so that we can come together as a community to fight against it. Our message to the President is this: what do you intend to do about the human trafficking epidemic?